Set up here. We're gonna wait till we get the probably 5 people that'll show up for this on. You're gonna hear noise in the background. And if you're wondering, does this guy actually work during the day? That's a legitimate question, and I don't blame you for asking. Today, we again have the rare event of snow here in Oklahoma. And
we do these
because we're basically the 2 people in this area that have company trucks that are 4-wheel drive and equipped to get ambulances and other people unstuck. We kind of just put everything that we're doing fleet-wise on hold, and we kind of sit and stand by. So while we're sitting here and stand by, I figured this would be a great time to do a live video. For those that don't know, Oklahomans absolutely do not know how to cope with snow one bit. And it basically brings the entire state to a screeching halt when we have snow. So yeah, we're just we're basically in a holding pattern all day. We're doing some nicety stuff. You'll see my buddy Raymond here is behind me. He's putting some tires and whatnot on his Jeep today. I figured today would be a good day to do it. So yeah, we'll just build up a little bit of an audience and we'll get started with this old toolbox tour that Tyler and probably 6 other people wanted to see. Tyler's convinced that toolbox tours are the new wave of the future, apparently. So we're gonna do a toolbox tour of my Matco 4S behind us here. So if you're on, throw a comment out there. Tyler is looking at the feed. So say whatever you want. Somebody said they wish that they got to say screw my hair during the live video last time, so feel free to say it this time. Any questions you have of the tools that we go over today, feel free. Yeah, if you're wondering, yes, that's thunder with our snow. I've got my card. As long as we get an earthquake and a tornado, I win Oklahoma bingo. But yeah, if you see any of the tools that I'm going over here today, and you want more in-depth talk about them, feel free. I'm not going to go in super detail on every little tool I show you in every drawer, but I figure I'd give a tour of the toolbox and the stuff I got that help with this job. So if you're out there, chime off in the comments so I know you're.
Or if you're a new tech wanting to.
I got this from John Mothershed. You too, buddy. All right, so I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Most of the people are probably gonna be watching this later anyway. So, what's up?
Don't need to get this up so where I can get this.
All right, go ahead. You're gonna hear noises behind you. It's a Jeep getting worked on.
No surprise there.
So, yeah, it's a Jeep in its natural habitat in the shop. So, all right, so let's get started. I'm gonna start with a hutch area. There's not a whole lot in here.
The shaka.
Yeah.
Geez, what it says.
All right, I'm gonna bring you down a little bit. You're on a tripod. All right, so in the toolbox, I usually keep my tablet here. I do all of my Mitchell Pro Demand and stuff on here and all of our paperwork. We've got the Streamlight switchblade on its charger. Absolutely freaking love this light. I think I've covered it a little bit. It's even got a UV light on there so you can inspect your hotel room. Absolutely love this light. It's got a great battery life. I really like that it has a mountable battery charger, and it uses the same charger as the Streamlight Stinger, which I also have. But it's got a magnet, it's got a hook. Absolutely love the light. I think it was for $80, I think, from Streamlight. So awesome price, especially from Streamlight. And then I've got the little Matco charger that I'm pretty sure Astro makes. I'm pretty sure they make this charger. I really like it. I really like these little lights. I have a light addiction, Tyler tells me. There's their Matco little handheld flashlight they have. It wirelessly charges. It's got a magnet. You can just throw that guy up there and it starts charging. I really like that aspect of it. This light, well, I got frustrated yesterday and kind of yeeted it to Pluto and it bounced off the ground pretty well. So that's cool. And then they've got this little guy, which I really like. It's also a magnet. It wirelessly charges. Again, you just throw it right up there. They've also got a headlamp that you can put up there. So that's really cool. What I really like about it is this right here. You can pop your cell phone in there, and I don't have to worry about dropping an impact or something on my phone here in the hutch. So that's honestly why I got it. That guy was like $100, and then it was, you know, like another 100 for these two, I think. So that guy, absolutely love it.
Suez has a comment.
What do you
He
think?
said, "Have a great day, gentlemen. Taking the kiddos to school. I'll catch up later. Keep y'all
Be safe.
keeping it going." Thank
So,
y'all. Keep it going.
We've got these little Matco. If you can't tell, we have a Matco thing in this shop. So most of the stuff you're going to see today is Matco. We got these little magnetic expandable buckets. I absolutely love these things. They're only like $30 for a set of three. Just don't put them in a parts washer. They don't like that. This is where I keep all of my basic stuff that I need to get to every day. Pins, markers, tire depth gauges, your Loctite, your anti-seize, all that stuff I keep up here. I keep my multimeter, which is a Fluke 88, the 5, the Gen 5, the automotive version. If you're going to be in this industry, I highly suggest you get a good, reliable multimeter that has good resolution, because a bad multimeter will screw you up. Keep all our picks and stuff here in the hutch, our tub of towels, and the other stuff that I like to keep handy or I just don't have space for in a drawer. So that pretty much concludes the hutch. So we'll go down into my top drawer. This is what everybody's here for, I guess. Everybody's all about the top drawer. See if I get a good angle on this. I do have the Matco grid system, which I really do like. I do like that you can customize your drawer completely to whatever you want to do. As you can see, I got quite a few sockets there, and you can line out all your ratchets there. I've been expanding it. If you can't tell, this box is pretty full. By the way, I should probably go over the box real quick. This is a Matco 4S triple bay with a hutch and a side locker. If you want me to go over the cost, I got the hutch and the triple bay for $7,200. And the locker was another $2,300, and I've officially outgrown it. It's full, as you can see on the top of the toolbox. I've got tons of crap up there. If Matco actually did a top locker for the 4S, I would own one. I'm planning on moving into a 6S. I just need because this is only a 25-inch deep box. I really need a 31. Because, like I said, I've really outgrown this, and this just isn't enough room. I'll go over the stuff I have up on top here in a little bit, but for the ratchets and all that, I'm pretty much either Matco. I've got some Harbor Freight still stuff left in there. None of the ratchets, I think, but I'm pretty much all Matco for the sockets and ratchets. I've got a few Snap-on in here. Don't tell I'm a Matco guy, but I did buy something Snap-on yesterday. I kind of cheated on my Matco guy. I got the half-inch chrome, 12-point short metrics. These are really nice sockets, and I'm not to disparage Matco, but I think that Snap-on makes a better thin-wall chrome socket than Matco does. Snap-on actually makes all of their own sockets and wrenches and stuff like that. Matco outsources that stuff. So I won't go, and if anybody wants any more detail onto the end of the socket or into the top drawer, let me know, but I think I'm just going to move past it. We'll go down into the wrench drawer, which is right below my socket drawer. Again, I have the grid in here as well. I've had to move some of the top drawer stuff down into here because there's just not enough room. I've got all my extensions lined out there. I used to work at John Deere, so I've got a bunch of the John Deere wrenches. These have actually been really good wrenches. I don't know who makes John Deere's wrenches, but these have held up really well. But for the most part, I have all Matco ratcheting wrenches with the switch. These have held up really well. I really like them. I've got the ratcheting stubbies. These are just the reversible. They don't have the switch. These, man, when you're doing the struts on the Transit, where you have to get your hand up in there to get the 3 strut nuts on the Transit, whew, one of these is awesome. I've also got some Snap-on stubbies that I've literally had for probably like 15 years now. So these were actually handed down to me from my dad. I've got some, these are from Nico, the flare nut crow's foot, and then just some regular crow's foot. Can't go wrong with those. So let's keep going here. This is my screwdriver drawer. Nothing real special here. I got some Matco screwdrivers, some Matco trim tools, some of their files, and then just some generic files and trim tools. You can never have too many trim tools. I suggest if you're getting new into this business, get every trim tool you can. Also, don't spend too much money on something like this. You can go to Harbor Freight and get this, but always have a small screwdriver set that does all the little tiny Torx and tiny Phillips and all that stuff, because you're always going to run into a time when you need this, and this is not something that the tool truck generally carries. So definitely invest in that. Get you some metal and some plastic trim tools. This little set that Matco makes, these are all from them. They're plastic trim tools. These are incredibly valuable. Sometimes you just need a plastic trim tool so you don't mar things up. I've got just your traditional Matco or Harbor Freight trim tools. I just don't see the point in spending tool truck prices on crap like this. This tool will survive just as long as the tool truck stuff. It just doesn't say Matco on it, so you can't flex on all your buddies with it. Below that, we got my plier drawer, which is probably the drawer that I'm most ashamed of in this toolbox, mainly because everything is just so thrown in there. I mean, when you contrast that drawer with that drawer as far as organization goes, it's night and day. I really would like to run one of those stand-up plier drawer organizers, but the problem is practically every plier I have is too dadgum big to stand up in one of those drawers on its side on any drawer other than my top drawer. So I'm kind of stuck with what I've got here right now. It's another reason I want to upgrade to a 6S. In here, there's a few things I'd like to show you guys need that really save my bacon all the time. Relay pliers from Lyle. Matco also sells them, but they're even made by Lyle for them. Get you a set of these. These are a great way to not destroy relays when taking them out of the fuse box. Get you a good set of wire cutters, the big wire cutters that you only use for wire. We have to do a lot of making our own battery cables for ambulances, so being able to make nice big clean cuts on big gauge wire sure is nice. Get you a set of these. These are the exhaust clamp extractors. I can't tell you how valuable these are for trying to get exhaust out of the way. What else do I got here? Oh yeah, you can never go wrong with these guys. If you're new to the business, get you some of these. You're not going to use it very often, but when you do need it, you need it. They also make soft strap versions with like Kevlar straps that are really nice as well. I'm really lacking in the vice grip department. I also suggest that you spend the money. These are from Matco. These are hose pinch-off tools. These are incredibly valuable, and then they've also got the plastic version, which are a little bit cheaper. Tyler actually has the Big Daddy version of these, like the triple set. I can't tell you how awesome those are. They really keep you from getting drenched sometimes when you're working on stuff that you have to, because you can never evacuate all the coolant out or all the training fluid out, and you're constantly getting Chinese water tortured by the damn thing. I really like these right here. These are from Tiger Tool. You can get these right off of Amazon. Tiger Tool makes some really cool stuff. These are U-joint and plastic clip pliers. So you know, like the U-joint retainer clip pliers, these are awesome for that because they have those nice wide teeth there. And they make a straight version and a 45 version. And these also work really great for those plastic push pins, the 2 parts. These are great for getting up underneath those. I've got some other special ones that really, these are the, I believe these are from Matco. These are the plastic push pin pliers. I love them as well. These right here, oh my God, go get a set of these if you do not own them. They're made by Lyle, but Matco sells them on their truck as well. These are the Matco version. And what these are is these are for the evap lines that have the little, you have to squeeze it to pull the evap lines off. I absolutely love these things. They're only like 25 bucks and they will save your fingertips. Oh, it was a phone call. These will absolutely save your fingertips. I absolutely love them. I'll let that stop real quick. These are also great for like connectors, electrical connectors that you just can't get the leverage to push down. You can grab the electrical connectors without, you know, being in danger of shattering the damn thing. So you can literally hit that clip down and pull the electrical connector off, like especially like on O2 filters and stuff like that. But I think that's all the plier stuff I'm going to cover besides like your typical hose clamp pliers. These are actually meant for the spring clamps. They're adjustable. These are a great way to deal with spring clamps besides the long cable version. I don't think I'm going to go into much more detail in here unless anybody wants to see more pliers. I think that's all I'll cover right there. Down here I have some specialty tools. And you'll see that, yeah, I've got Harbor Freight impacts. This little earthquake right here, I've had, God, Tyler, how long have I had this thing? Well over 7 years now.
8 years?
I got it for $90 7 years ago from Harbor Freight, and this thing has held up against IRs and Matcos, and I had a Snap-on that broke on me, and then I switched to this thing. This thing lived longer than the Snap-on. This, for a Harbor Freight tool, this is probably the best Harbor Freight tool I've ever bought in my
It's the only
entire
one
life.
that'll last that long.
It's the, yeah, I think it's the only one that'll last that long. I don't even know if they still make it, but this impact has been insane, and I love it. We have an IR air hammer. I don't know the model. This is the 123 Max. Wow, they thought hard on that model number. This thing's a bad mamma jamma. I think Eric O on South Main Auto, he has one of these that he uses a lot. Great little air hammer. I have the Matco 90-degree impact, which I gotta say, since I got the Milwaukee electric 90-degree impact, that's the one you hear chattering behind you periodically. I don't use this guy a whole lot anymore. But this thing's stupid strong, though. I guarantee you it is stronger than that Milwaukee 90-degree impact. And it's also a lot smaller. So I do like it. It's a great little impact. I got just your typical air saw, little sander. This is not all my air tools. But this is where I keep a lot of my specialty stuff. Like this is the injector brush for doing GDI injectors on the EcoBoost. I've got attachments for the air hammer in here. This is for driving out U-joints, U-joint cups. I got a comment.
No, you got 5 people.
Oh, I got 5 people. Oh, okay. This is the extractor tool for injectors on the EcoBoost. You literally put this over the injector because it's got 2 little grooves on it. Slide that collar down around it and pop them out of there. You can get them out, but man, it's a bear to not screw them up and get them out with that. And like I said, all your typical air hammer stuff. For you guys that might be just wanting an idea of stuff they should get that'll really save their bacon, I really recommend this set. I believe it's made by Lyle, but I got it off the Matco truck. This is basically an air hammer screwdriver. It's a way better version of just an impact screwdriver. What you do is you put your bit in here, you put a crescent wrench or whatever size wrench on this head, and you basically hammer and turn at the same time. And the area where this is really handy is like the screws that hold in brake rotors, because those are often, chowdered to crap and rusted in. And this is pretty much a foolproof way to get those screws out of there. Pry bar?
Little problem.
Hold on, we gotta get tools out of the box while we're talking about it. You want a little one?
Yeah, that's fine. Shouldn't take much.
Yeah, you're getting that one.
Sweet.
Oh wait, here you go. Here's a little one.
Sweet.
Let me see that big one. I want to show it off. I didn't show this guy. It's in my screwdriver drawer. This is the Matco Indexable Pry Dart. Everybody's got a version of these now, but I'm partial to the Matco one because I'm partial to Matco.
Work like a charm.
And what I really love about them is they're indexable. So if you've got to get into a really odd area to pry something, this is the only way to go. I don't even own a set of like your standard quadruple set, different size of pry bar anymore. I got rid of them. These guys are tough. I've done a whole lot of chiseling and smacking them with a hammer. I've absolutely abused this tool, and it hasn't given up on me yet. I mean, I've used it in ways that it never should be used. I've put big, long extensions on it, and yeah, it's well over 5 years old now, and she's still going strong. Performance Tool makes one that looks exactly like it. I broke it within a week. So I'm telling you, there is some different quality of, just because it looks the same doesn't mean it is the same. But I strongly recommend the Matco set. The part number on this one is India Delta Papa Bravo 16. And the small version, which is just as handy, is the India Delta Papa Bravo 8. And what I really love about this guy is this is great for like getting like center caps and stuff off. It's a nice small handy pry bar, and I like that the claw is smaller so you can get into smaller areas. Absolutely love these. Like when you're taking like off a timing cover or something like that, you can get this into areas to where you're prying, in good areas, not on the gasket surface. And you can get into places you can't with a normal pry bar. Awesome. Awesome pry bar. Absolutely love them. Another thing I saw here, it's worth having, is a magnetizer. You see people with these and you're like, what the hell is that thing for? This allows you to either magnetize or demagnetize a screwdriver. So you don't just have to have just a magnetic and a non-magnetic set. And this is a lot handier than you would think. Just remember, don't work on anything with a hard drive with a magnetic screwdriver. Alright, so we were on that air tool drawer. This is my other air tool drawer, which is honestly kind of woefully inadequate because I've pretty much gone to all electric. I've got the Matco 90-degree die grinder. This thing's a beast. You got to be careful with it because it will chew through metal in a hurry. And yes, that's a stapler. We do upholstery sometimes in ambulances, and sometimes you need that. This is probably one of the handiest tools that I've ever gotten from Harbor Freight. If you're doing any type of fabrication work, which you'll see on my channel there is for the 100 people that do watch the stuff I build. This is really awesome for punching holes in thin sheet metal and putting a flange on it. And if you do body work, these are nice too, but honestly, these are kind of inadequate for body work. The body guys will know what I'm talking about. But this is like the best $30 I've ever spent at Harbor Freight right here. Air drills, nice to have. Straight die grinders, in my opinion, for what I do, not worth spending too much money on. You'll spend much more in carbide bits than anything. And that's pretty much the end of my air tool drawer. Down here, I try to put all the heaviest stuff down here. I've got some blades for the extractor for windshields. This guy right here I keep down there. This is one of the handiest tools that you'll ever have, especially working on transits. This is a remote hose clamp tool. It's a locking hose clamp tool. And this sometimes is literally the only way you're going to get some hose clamps off. There's sometimes literally the project comes to a screeching halt if you don't have one of these. So highly recommend putting this on your top 10 list. I've got some pullers. You can use this to pull the EcoBoost pullers, or the EcoBoost harmonic balancers. They actually press on the back of the hole with these dowel pins here. It goes into the back and doesn't actually press on the threads, which is nice. And then it has 3 claws and then plucks off your harmonic balancers. That's really nice to have. This guy right here is another version of those pliers that I showed you, but this is a remote version of it. It can squeeze those little evap connectors that you have to pinch with your fingers and pull off. This is great when you can't get the pliers in there, and I've also used this to do electrical connectors as well. Then I have an impact screwdriver, an actual impact screwdriver. This is from Lyle. It's the 29200. It's their 3/8 impact screwdriver. I highly recommend everybody have some of these, especially if you do any type of tools in aluminum, or fasteners in aluminum, because they like to gall and seize. We've got a pilot bearing puller, or just a general puller of any type. These are super nice. I don't remember what brand this is, and it's not written on it anywhere, but you can never have too many pullers. I'm not going to say that if you're a junior mechanic, you need to go run out and get them, but honestly, I haven't seen any type of puller I don't want to buy if I don't already have it, because you can have 100 pullers, but the one you need is the one you don't have. This is just a generic pulley holder, but what I liked about it was super thick and super strong. There's not many pulleys out there that you can at least engage these into on some openings that they have to hold for you while you torque them down, like the Ford harmonic balancer tools. Or harmonic balancers, they use a torque to yield bolt. I mean, I think even the LSs use a torque to yield harmonic balancer bolt, don't they? And this is a great way to hold the crank still while you put in your harmonic balancer bolts. This right here is probably one of the coolest tools that I think Matco makes. This is their Big Daddy, and I do mean Big Daddy. This thing is stupid heavy. Ball joint press tool, and it's bar none, hands down, the best ball joint press that there is on the market. I bought their cup set to go with it. With the press and the cup set together, it's $1,000. So I know a lot of people probably just said, "Yep, not buying that thing." But if you do ball joints for a living and you don't own one of these, you're missing out big time. It's amazing how fast and how strong you can get seized ball joints in and out. My impact doesn't even work on this thing. I tried to get the torque test channel because they were testing ball joint presses. I hope they respond to me soon. I want to send them to my ball joint press and have them test it on their little test rig, because this will absolutely murder a C-clamp ball joint press. I don't care how well it's built. It'll absolutely destroy them as far as strength goes. It's got all different type of cups, and what I like is they use O-rings on the actual drivers, so you put your cups on that it doesn't fall apart, so you don't have to have 6 hands to hold everything together while you do ball joints. It's absolutely amazing. The only thing is you got to make damn sure that ball joint is seated in straight, because if that ball joint tries to go in crooked, this thing will turn it into a neutron star. It will absolutely destroy things. So if you don't know what you're doing, stop. And if it's not going in smoothly, something's wrong. So let me put all this back in here, and we'll move on to some other drawers. And honestly, the juiciest part of this toolbox exists in that side locker over there. All this stuff is just your standard tools. Since I'm down here and I'm on my 6th knee surgery, I'll just keep going over here. We have some windshield removal tools just because I need a place to put all this. I just started doing windshields, and this is just wherever I could fit it in the toolbox right now. We have the Power Probe 4. Got this off the Matco truck, but Power Probe made it. And right there is the number one thing I hate about the Power Probe 4. The case that it comes in. It's absolutely miserable. And this guy right here, I hate to talk bad about your Power Probe. This thing's not worth the money in my opinion. What this is their ECT 3000. All of this up here is the ECT 3000. And they advertise it as you being able to find broken wires inside of harnesses and all kinds of crap like that with this little receiver. You can trace where wires go. You can do that. You can definitely do that. I won't disparage them of that. You can trace where a wiring harness goes inside a vehicle, behind upholstery and all that crap. It does do that well. But the problem is it basically just turns the wire into an antenna, and that's a receiver. The problem is you can put 2 wires right next to each other, and if they branch out, you're just following where every wire goes. So it's not real specific. Now, the Power Probe 4 itself, I'm a huge fan of. I have both the Power Probe 3 and the Power Probe 4. The Power Probe 3 rides around on the service truck. The Power Probe 4 stays here. And yes, this is an outstanding tool. I'm not going to go into detailed review on it because I believe Eric O over on South Main Auto's channel does an absolutely outstanding job of teaching you how to use your Power Probe 4, because I can tell you this right now, Power Probe does not. There is not a whole lot of detailed tutorial from Power Probe on how to use this tool to its, full potential. And Eric O does a great job. So if you're not subbed to his channel, why are you even here? Like, why are you watching me and not Eric O? I'm telling you, go watch South Main Auto. But anyways, great tool, absolutely indispensable in my opinion. It does not replace just a test light. What's the part number for the hose clamp tool? The extendable hose clamp tool, the part number on it, there it is. I'd love to be able to tell you that, but there is not a part number on it, and I apologize. It's a Lyle tool. If you just do Lyle remote hose clamp, Tyler has the Matco one. Maybe he's got a part number on his. You don't have the Matco one? No. That's the old version. This is the old version that I recommend you stay away from. I gave him my old version because I'm a horrible friend like that. When you see this mechanism, stay away from it because it plucks the end off that cable all the time, and there's not near as much a mechanical advantage on it. I don't recommend you get that version. I'm sorry, I don't have a part number for my hose clamp tool. But if you just look on Lyle cable-driven hose clamp tool, you'll find the one there. You can find it on Amazon, I'm sure. I think it was like $35, $40. Sorry, I don't have part number for you. But I appreciate the comment. If anybody else has comments, feel free to shoot them out there. But yeah, this right here is what I hate about the Power Probe 4. The stupid case that it comes in. Here we just have some Woods suction cups for windshields. Again, this is all going to be moving to a different box or a trailer hopefully soon. This does not belong in my toolbox. This right here is one of the other coolest tools that Matco makes. It weighs as much as a Chevy Suburban, but It's outstanding. This is a Pitman arm puller, and man, this blows every other Pitman arm puller on the market out of the water. I've gotten some out of there with zero effort that I was afraid that it was on there loose. And then, you know, I've tried the regular Pitman arm pullers, like these guys, before this guy, and I've broken these, and this guy didn't even break a sweat trying to get a Pitman arm off. These are amazing. Hey, cool. Somebody said Lyle 17300 is on Amazon. Thank you. Oh, that's my wife. That's my wife commenting on there. I know who Red Bendy is. Good job, babe. Appreciate it. So that's the Matco Pitman arm puller. It was 350 bucks. Highly recommend it. Awesome tool. It is Mike Sierra Tango 11880. If you do a whole lot of steering work, which we do, it's outstanding. I can tell you from personal experience on any Ford truck so far and all the Ford E350 vans, this is a great way to pull off the Pitman arm. It saves you from spending 80 bucks on a new Pitman arm with a new steering gear if you just don't want to go through the trouble of breaking it off of there. Then I have the Matco 5-piece tie rod adjusting tool. It probably wasn't the best value on the market, but what can I say? I'm a Matco fanboy, I guess. I don't know. But here, I guess I'll show it. This is just for adjusting the tie rod sleeves. So you're not using a pipe wrench and looking like a noob, scratching it all up and making it look like crap. So if you're going to do any extensive front end work where you have to deal with tie rod adjusting sleeves, recommend getting you a set of these. I believe this is also made by Lyle for Matco, so you can find other versions if you're not a Matco fanboy such as myself. So we'll get this put away. That suction cup will not go there. Alright. So let's move up a bit. There's nothing real special over here. I believe you guys have seen me show this guy. This is from, I want to say K&K Tools. This is their hydraulic joint separator. This is actually a little hydraulic piston. So basically, you know, ball joints, tie rods, anywhere where you have a tapered, you know, stud going into a knuckle or anything like that. Whew, this thing, I love it. I've absolutely fallen in love with it. You just snug it up with this big screw. You don't actually drive it with this screw. And then you get you a little 12mm wrench and you start jacking up this piston. The only thing is it scares you. It's kind of like a pop goes a weasel game because you'll be putting almost no pressure and then boom, it'll fly apart. So yeah, wear your safety glasses and be cognizant of that fact. But I've yet to have anything that this thing can't take apart. It's super heavy duty. And it pretty much makes these obsolete. Well, I mean, I say that. I know there's guys from the north right now that are going, bullshit. But I mean, you always need to have a good pickle for it. This drawer is kind of a miscellaneous drawer. I've got pinion flange holders, pitting arms. This is where I keep all my oil filter wrenches, which is why I don't know why that's up there. Probably because there was some Marine digging around in my toolbox. In fact, all the oil filter wrenches are up there. What did you do?
I think you mixed them up.
So yeah, oil filter wrenches. Like, do I really need to go in detail about that? I basically got. These are not butt plugs. I guess you could use them as one. These are great if you're pulling out radiators and stuff like that. You can thump, put it right into the radiator hoses and keep it from doing more Chinese water torture on you. I've got more pullers. I think I got these from Steve's Wholesale in Oklahoma. I've had to rebend this back on the press a few times. It's been abused a little bit, but like I said, I've never seen a puller that I didn't want to buy. We got Pitman arm separators. This is Matco's brake pads or caliper spreader. I really enjoyed it, but Tyler bought one that I like more. I think he's running to go get it right now. This just uses, you know, threads to spread your brake pads apart. But he bought one that's really cool that I really like. I recommend this one over that. It was more expensive. This one is actually hydraulic. It's got little pistons in there that drive this thing apart, and it goes apart way further than you would imagine. And it's really easy to do too. And I like that I don't have to, on this one, you don't have to use like the old or new brake pad. On my old one you do, because eventually you'll get to a point where it just falls apart in your hands. You don't have to worry about with this one. But if you want this one, it's cheaper. It's the Bravo Charlie Papa 41 from Matco. I think Lyle makes it for him. And this one right here is a Bravo Charlie Papa Hotel one. I really recommend this thing. I'm gonna get one when I break that one for good eventually, I'm sure. But it's really cool you got that. I've got the Matco reverse drill bit and extractor set. Don't work on, honestly, like if I could give the biggest tip for new mechanics or anybody getting into the field, especially if you're by yourself and you don't have, you know, somebody next to you who's been in the business longer that you can pull, you know, borrow tools from. Hey, Bubba, will you stay over there for me? Get you an extractor set. Get you a reverse drill bit and extractor set. Don't pull a bolt one on a customer's car without an extractor set of some type. I've got, I don't know why that's up there. I got a few different versions of extractors, but this one has been really good for me. I've gotten quite a few exhaust studs and stuff like that out with it, and it's a good little set. The reverse drill bits are very sharp. I believe they might be cobalt or high-speed steel. I don't know. The drills have kept a good edge on them. This is the Delta Echo Kilo 10 Alpha. Great little set. It wasn't too much, and it's held up really well for me over the years. I bought this quite a few years ago, and it's still holding up really well. And get you a handle driver for your extractor. It doesn't come with them. More oil filter stuff that shouldn't be up here. These have been really handy for me for fabrication. These are drill bit taps, but they're really only good for thin sheet metal. Don't try it on thick metal. It'll bust right off on you. These are from FMT. I've only broken one of them so far. They've held up really well. Again, I've got a stapler because oftentimes we have to reattach upholstery on ambulance seats. This is the other extractor set I got. And it's a hammer in type. So like pipe fittings, stuff like that are stuck in stuff. This is great. But unless you can make huge holes in a bolt, these are kind of useless for you. Let's see what else we got. This is where I keep my scrapers and some of the electrical stuff. And I wish I had more room. As you can see, I'm pretty backed up. I've got a bunch of stuff that doesn't make sense to have. This is a OTC test light. I have a few different test lights, but this is usually my go-to. And yeah, I often use this thing over the power probe just because I like to see things carry current. I don't just like to measure voltage. So it's a good idea for you. I've got the Matco kit of switchable relays. So if you're wondering if your relay is bad, you can just skip the whole test process, pop this thing in, and if you got power going through it, you know that something's not getting to your relay. It's kind of a bad way to say it. And then I've got their other version here, which is the Romeo Tango Kilo 810. This is the relay jumper. This allows you to pop your relay out, plug it into that, and you plug this into your fuse box, and it makes it really easy to check for voltage and continuity and so on right up there on the pins with your voltmeter, so you're not trying to do the hokey pokey with it. I've put my torque sticks down here, and I honestly don't know why I keep them. I tell you what, whoever wants these, let me know. I'll send them to you. One of my loyal viewers gets my old torque sticks that I don't use anymore, mainly because I don't recommend that you use them. I always check my lug nuts with a torque wrench. The Torque Test channel actually verified these actually do work pretty decently, but you kind of have to calibrate them to your impact and run the same air pressure. I just stopped using them. So if somebody wants these, feel free to drop a comment. I'll send them to you. I got the Matco scrapers. It's got basically two of each size or each type. On my right side, I have my blunt, and on the left side, I've sharpened them. And these are hammer capable. They've got a metal end on the back that you can hit with a hammer. These are literally razor sharp, and my other side are blunt. I don't use the razor sharp ones for like scraping gasket material off of aluminum. These guys are great for like differential covers and stuff. Somebody says, I'll take them. JSER. They're yours. Just send me your address and actually send me your email contact. Contact me on here on YouTube and I'll get with you. But anyways, I highly recommend this set. They're a good little set. Both Tyler and I both have that set, and they've worked out really well for us. I have the Matco soldering tool, which this thing's really cool. It clamps your your wires right there, holds them together, then you can heat it up, and it's got a little spool of solder that you can refill, and when you're ready you can throw some solder to it by twisting that little knob there. This has been really cool. I haven't got to use it a whole lot. There was a few projects that made me want to buy this thing where I had to solder like 30 tiny little wires at a time, and I got that guy. I'll let you know more as I know more about it, how awesome of a tool it is or isn't, but it sure looks cool. This is my shit drawer. One of my shit drawers. The other shit drawer is on top of this one. Every toolbox has a shit drawer. It's where I keep extra fasteners that I know I need a lot. Yes, these are drywall anchors. I don't know why they're in here. A lot of my disconnect tools I keep in here. All types of disconnect tools. Just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Honestly, there's nothing interesting in there. And this is my other shit drawer, where I keep like my heat glove, my vinyl squeegee. I do a lot of crap here that's all different.
They should get the glove for the transit.
Yeah. If you work on the transits, get you this glove. Or something equivalent that's heat resistant. It has a little, contact, textured stuff for grip. Absolutely love this glove. It's outstanding. I keep my antifreeze tester. I've got all types of just tools that you probably don't give a damn about in there. Battery terminal cleaner. Every toolbox has a shit drawer. Let's go over here. Tyler says it's a fun drawer. I don't know about that.
Oh no, I thought you were going.
Down here we got some more specialty tools. Like I have a Sunex set of driveline sockets. They're on a swivel, they're impact capable, and they're 12 point. So if you're taking off drive shafts, highly recommend this set. Sunex makes really good stuff. It goes from 8 to 17. You're going to use 8, 10, and 12 the most. So yeah, highly recommend this set. It's super tough, super heavy duty. I don't know if there's no part number on it, or I give it to you, but if you just Amazon Sunex driveline socket set, you'll see the one that I have here. It's an outstanding tool set. Here I have, and man, this is awesome right here. It's from Lyle. It's a 43-300 fan clutch tool set. This is the best way, in my opinion, to take off fan clutches. The type that have the big nut and on the water pump. You literally find your wrench size. This extension right here clips onto the back of that wrench, and that slides into your air hammer right there, and you bump the nut right off the water pump. But do understand that if you're reusing that water pump, you might want to use a pulley holder like I showed you in my drawer, and do it that way, because the hammer can actually hurt the bearings and the seal in the water pump. But it's very rare that I'm taking off a water pump that I'm not replacing, so this tool gets used the most. Outstanding tool. I want to say it's like 120 bucks, and it's indispensable. I've got one here, and I got one in my service truck. This is the Maddox seal driver set. It's from Harbor Freight. Been an outstanding little seal driver set so far. If I can get it open. It's like 30 bucks. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about it. I've used the crap out of it. It's a seal and race driver. I really don't think that it's worth spending a whole crap ton of money on the tool truck for something like this. This one's held up out great for me. So don't feel bad for buying Harbor Freight stuff, I guess is what I'm getting at. These right here, I'm not going to go into detail on them. They're just my ball joint set from Harbor Freight that really doesn't get used anymore. This is the master adapter set, and I do use this because I can use this with my Matco ball joint press. So that's pretty cool, in my opinion. I have all kinds of various types of 3-jaw pullers and whatnot. Like I said, I've never seen a puller that I didn't want to buy. Every puller I run into, I get. This is I want to say K&K, no, it's CGT, G&G tools, G&G tools. They also make that separator. This is for Jeeps and EcoBoost and stuff like that. It's just a harmonic balancer puller. Lyle bearing packer. We have E350s in the fleet, so we have to do a whole lot of bearing packing. This thing makes it super fast and easy. This is a cable crimper, if you're wondering. I don't keep a set of bolt cutters in here. And this is probably one of the most valuable tools ever. It's simply it's from Astro. It's their vice grip slide hammer. There's several companies out there that basically make just the slide hammer piece and the piece that slides into your vice grip that allows you to basically turn your vice grips into a slide hammer. It clips onto the back there, and whatever you grab onto, you can pop out of there. It's great for cotter pins, and hell, if you got like screws and nails in a tire, it's great for popping them out of there too. This is just a hole saw set. Nothing special about that. And this is a compression tester, just a generic compression tester. I'm not going to go into detail on that. Haven't had a whole lot of comments yet. Of course, we haven't had a whole lot of people watching. And I don't blame you. Who wants to watch some doofus go through his toolbox? That's what I've been trying to tell Tyler this whole time. He's like, give the people what they want.
Did you do the bearing packer? Did you do the bearing packer?
Yeah, I showed them the bearing packer. Nobody wanted to see that either, Tyler. Blow molded cases, the bane of my existence. Alright, so this is what Tyler thinks is the fun drawer. It's definitely one of the most expensive drawers. This is my power drawer that the 4S has. You know, it's got the little cable track here. It's got a little power strip over here. And this is the Milwaukee drawer. The half-inch impact is out right now. The Milwaukee High Torque. It's right here. Highly recommend it. The Torque Test channel will give you a full review on this thing. It's incredibly capable. We've used the piss out of it. It's strong. It went bouncing across the street the other day and still works just fine. My tool truck door came open and this thing went skittering across traffic. And two people very quickly went out to go grab my tool because they're very concerned citizens. I'm sure they were going to give it right back to me if I didn't get out of the truck and chase them down like a madman. Yeah, that was interesting. Got the Milwaukee M18 right angle drill, super handy. This was actually a Christmas gift, I believe. Christmas or yeah, it was Christmas. Totally a Christmas gift. God, my wife's watching. I'm screwed. The Milwaukee 3/8 ratchet has a stupid big head. I don't use this guy as much anymore that I got the long reach 1/4 inch. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's a great little ratchet, but the head's stupid big. Can I see your 3/8 Matco? This is one area where I'll say that Matco does have some things up on Milwaukee as far as tool quality goes. You can see this is the Matco 3/8. Waiting on my HB1 to die to buy the half-inch impact. I highly recommend it. It's a great impact. You can see the head's quite a bit smaller on this one. A lot more compact. You know, this one has a really thick base to it. So honestly, I think it's worth the money. But the biggest thing that leads me to buy Milwaukee is the fact that their batteries are cheap and plentiful. And there's all different types of sizes. With this, you only have one battery choice for this Matco one. And I can buy like 2 Milwaukee batteries for the price of one Matco one. Which is why you don't see me owning a lot whole any actually Milwaukee power or Matco power tools. So I'll give that back to Tyler there. This is the 1/4 inch version. And ever since I got the long neck 1/4 inch version, I really haven't used my my 1/4 inch short head. I just like this guy way more. Can I see your 1/4 inch Matco one? And again, I will say that the Matco 1/4 inch version is much better than the Milwaukee. This thing is stupid fast. You can see that right there. I mean, that thing goes stupid fast. It's got a really long head. Look how much more reach you have. As far as the base goes, they're about the same size. The only thing I don't like is you have to have that big old honking battery on the Matco, whereas the Milwaukee, you can use this guy and it's much more slim. But here's a speed comparison. I'd say the Matco is at least about 25% quicker. Yeah. And it's stupid strong too, especially for a 1/4 inch. So that's my ratchets. I got the M12. Almost all my stuff is M12. I'm slowly getting more M18 stuff. This is the M12 drill. This little thing has been a beast. It has done jobs much bigger than its weight class. I've abused it and it's been holding up really good. I've got the M12 1/4 inch stubby driver. It's a great little driver. I want to get the M12 1/4 inch impact the smaller version of the 3/8. This guy, Tyler just got the 3/8 Matco version. We bring that guy over there. It's
Hey, Randy, where'd they hit that?
it's sitting right there in front of your face.
Oh, it was over there.
Yeah, I know where he kept it, so I don't get it up.
We were taking off lug nuts on the excursion back there with this guy, and every lug nut this one took off, this one could take off. So I'd say they're pretty comparable in power. The Matco's a little bit slimmer.
They both torqued it back 2 months.
What I do like about the Milwaukee is it has changeable torque settings. It's got the little rundown version, which I really like. I mean, I'd say pound for pound, they're both as strong. The Milwaukee's only a little bit cheaper, but again, those batteries. Matco's stuck with those batteries, and that's the only reason I don't buy Matco. But the Milwaukee little M12 stubby 3/8, absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. Have nothing to complain about it so far. I will give you a Milwaukee tool I will complain about, and it's this guy right here. As far as right angle impacts go, I feel that Milwaukee kind of missed the mark on this one. The head's kind of stupid big. Their previous right angle impact I feel was better. It is pretty powerful. Torque Test Channel gave it a pretty good review as far as power goes, but this thing gets stupid hot if you're doing any type of long fastener that's, you know, rusted and fighting you all the way out. I just feel like it could be better for the money. It's probably my most disappointing Milwaukee tool I own, but I still like it and I still use the crap out of it. So there is that.
The battery killer.
It is a battery killer for sure. And then I've got the Milwaukee right angle grinder. Yeah, this thing will kill a battery in a hurry too. But it's outstanding. It's better than my DeWalt. The batteries are better. Milwaukee's batteries are better than DeWalt in my opinion, and cheaper. This is a great right angle grinder. Highly recommend it. It comes with the little handle that has vibration dampening in it if you actually use a handle. I do like that the guard on this is much easier to use. That's why it's still on here. You'll notice that most guys that have these have no guard on their tool, which is dangerous. I'm telling you right now. I'm a paramedic and Tyler's an EMT. We've ran plenty of people that have had these things blow up and cut into their face or their crotch. Seen a lot of crotch injuries with this exploding cutter disc. But I like that this one, you pull a tab and you can move it wherever you want it. It's not a screw to loosen and move around. And that right there is why the guards get taken off the most, is somebody doesn't have the tool they need to move something around. That's pretty, and I also got this Matco light here, which I really don't use a whole lot anymore. It is very bright and it's got a long life. And it's got, you know, a few power settings. It's USB chargeable. I've got the bracket for it over there in the locker. I just don't use it a whole lot anymore, but it's a backup light for me. I believe that's everything in the Milwaukee drawer.
You missed the door. I don't know what's in there.
Yeah, we did. Oh, hammers. Just hammers.
Yeah,
I've got a snap-on dead blow.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's a great hammer. Absolutely outstanding hammer. I've had this hammer for 13 years. I've had this hammer for 13 years, and I've beat the piss out of it. I've pretty much cut all the plastic off the side of it, but it's been absolutely outstanding. And yeah, I've used the hell out of it, and she's still ticking. It is a very comfortable hammer. I'm gonna have to get another one day. I like it better than his Matco dead blows. I call her Lola. So these are the Matco ball peens. They've been pretty good. They rust real easy. I don't even know if Matco actually makes them or not. Then I've got a few Cal Hawk soft dead blows. Those are nice to have. And then I've got a Cal Hawk soft hammer that has like changeable heads. This is nice when you have to tap on stuff that you don't want to go marring up. Just a set of body hammers and dollies. Nothing special in there. So I guess we'll go to, and here's, let's go to the top of the box real quick. There's a ton of stuff up here. This right here is kind of embarrassing about my boxes. I don't have enough room to put everything.
Bigger box.
I do need a bigger box.
Jen, he needs a bigger box.
Yeah, she knows. She knows. We talked about. And here's the thing, and this is a serious point. I'm actually glad he said that. This toolbox is paid off. The only tool bill that I have is on the truck account, and it's less than $1,000. Like $400 right now. And I don't like to owe a whole lot in tools. It's probably one of the worst mistakes. And if you're watching this and you're a junior mechanic and you're trying to build your tool inventory, do not get on the tool truck and over encumber yourself in debt. For one, all of the tool manufacturers out there that do their own credit are freaking loan sharks. The interest on this box when I got it was insane. I was paying like 22% interest, and the way they figure the interest, I'm not sure is 100% legal. Like I had the tool balance paid down to like $300, and it showed my bill as being $3,300 because they still wanted their $3,000 in interest. Only until I paid off the whole $300 did the interest go away. So literally, if I got to like $300 and I just kept making my monthly weekly $50 payment, they would have gotten another $3,000 out of me over $300 of principal. I just try to not take on a whole lot of debt through the tool manufacturers, be it Snap-on, Matco, Cornwell. Try to keep it low. The reason why I don't have a big 6S triple bay with 2 lockers and a top locker, I really don't want to incur the debt right now. It's not that we can't afford it. It's just, I don't know if you noticed, we're going fast into a recession right now. Inflation's 20%, and I don't think right now is the best time to incur $30,000 in debt. The toolbox that I want to get is $34,000. Matco's offered me to give me $9,000 for this toolbox, which is way more than you'll get for it on the private market. So I'm not ready to incur a bunch of debt right now. I don't think the economy is in a place right now where you should go incurring a bunch of debt. So that's a piece of advice for you new techs out there. Do not incur a bunch of tool debt. Try to keep it really low. Don't spend more than about $60 a week if you can afford it. And don't be afraid to buy Harbor Freight tools to, bridge the gap of you being able to afford. And I've got a whole bunch of Harbor Freight crap in here. Whole bunch of it. I'm not ashamed to say it. So yeah, don't get a whole lot of tool debt. So this is the Matco 23 Universal Piece Terminal Toolkit. And it's just a terminal set that allows you to take apart certain connectors. If you do a lot of electrical work, this is a must. Get you a terminal set. There's all different types out there. You don't have to get the Matco one. I don't even think Matco makes this one, but it's very valuable. You have to take apart connectors. This is a way to do it because they're all fragile, they're all plastic, and they all break. And sometimes you can't even get the terminal ends you need. So yeah, invest in a set of these. They're very handy. So we'll set that guy over there. Basically gonna empty off the top of my toolbox and clean it while I do this video. I don't even know what this is. What is this? How embarrassing is that? Oh, okay. This is why I know what it is. This is just a connector set for the Maximus 4S, which honestly deserves its own video. That we have the Matco or Maximus 4 scan tool from Matco with the scope box. I'm not going to go over it in this video. That is an incredibly complex tool. It's made by Launch. Outstanding tool. I'll do it in another video. So I'm going to set that out of the way. Okay. God, this is heavy. This is the 9-way slide hammer kit from Matco. Look, you're not a doofus. I'm a diesel mechanic and I work on ambulance service in Arkansas, and you've been a big help on working on these transit, and I thank you for that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. We've got a lot of ambulances in Arkansas too. I appreciate that, but I'm not a doofus. I like to think I'm not a doofus. So I'm going to pan the camera down because this is too damn heavy. So this is their 9-way slide tool. This does not come with it. I've just put it in there. This is great for removing CV axles, but it's got all different types of pullers and attachments for slide hammering things out. If you don't own a slide hammer, get one. They make cheaper versions out there. I recommend you have at least one because they will save your bacon. Bearings, all kinds of crap like that, you want a slide hammer. And they're not stupid expensive. What else we got up here? That's just a tap and die set. I'm not going to go into that. This right here is a part of the Revit tool for doing induction services from BG Products. This presses the gas pedal with their little computer thing. I'm not going to go into that. This is the Matco thermal camera. I actually did not buy that. My employer bought it for me. Thank you, Eric, if you're watching. It's been an absolutely cool little thermal camera. The only thing that I wish that it had that it doesn't is Bluetooth connectivity. So you can Bluetooth, your pictures off of this stuff. That would be super cool, but it doesn't. But otherwise, it's really nice. Like when I have people say, oh, my heater's not working on this ambulance, I can literally get a thermal picture of how much heat it's putting out and the hot coolant going to the pipes, and I can attach it right to my ticket and go, yes, it is working. Shut the door. That'll really help. So there's that. I've got this guy right here, which I highly recommend. This is from CTA Tools. This guy is a lifesaver. US Wave makes a kit like this. You'll see Eric O use his kit from US Wave. And basically it's just a bunch of electrical connectors that allow you to plug from your multimeter into connectors to, you know, test continuity and resistance and, you know, voltage and all that good stuff. It comes with alligator clips and little, you know, pins, sharp pins for if you got to do any back probing, stuff like that. It's got Noid lights in it. It's got little variable resistors like right here. So you can check signal, you know, go into the PCM, stuff like that. You're really only going to get this if you're doing a little bit more advanced electrical and engine performance stuff. But if you are in it, it's not a bad kit for $199. You get all of these connectors. It's missing a set of probes that it comes with, some nice quality probes. It's a great kit. It's saved my bacon. Highly recommend you get it if you're doing a whole lot of engine performance or electrical diag. All right, what else I got here? These are cool. If you do window glasses on pretty much anything 2009 and newer, these are the slip and slides from Equalizer. You can literally on some vehicles remove the window glass without ever taking off a door panel. These literally slip down in between the glass and hit those little plastic clips that pull out, you know, that allow the window to come off the regulator. Super usable, you know, reliable tool, handy tool. On some vehicles you need 2 of them, but a lot of vehicles like the Transit, you only need 1 of these. That's a video we need to do. Window regulator on a Transit. Done a few now, we should do that video. But these are only like 35 bucks. Highly recommend it. This is a inner tie rod tool, I believe, right? This is what I'm looking at, right? Yeah. Just an inner tie rod tool from Pittsburgh. Honestly, I don't see the point of buying. Also a fellow mechanic on Transits, and he's like watching your channel to get informed stuff I haven't came across yet. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can help other Kraken Wagon mechanics. So glad to have you. But yeah, this is the Pittsburgh inner tie rod tool. It's worked great for me. I don't see the point in spending that money on the tool truck on one of these tools. It's great. You will need one of these to do the rack on a Transit, or inner tie rods on a Transit. You need somebody? Did you need something, Raymond? No, you're good. All right. This is the Milwaukee soldering iron. This is a cool little tool. Highly recommend you get it if you do a lot of soldering, especially if you can't be with a power source. It comes with a battery and a charger and a little bit of solder and a few tips that I've lost already somehow. It's a great little, and I'm not going to do a review on it. You can see reviews all out there about it. Outstanding tool. Highly recommend it. And as far as the soldering iron goes, it's very capable. It gets hot super quick. And yeah, if you're doing mobile work and you got to do soldering, this is great. What else I got up here? This is the push knife set from Equalizer for you guys that want to do glass. It's just simply you take one of the knives from a power tool and you put it in here, and it's just a big long handle and you push it through. If you want to look it up for Equalizer, they got videos on it. Haven't even got to use it yet because on our ambulances we don't actually have quarter glasses that we would use that on. This is the Raptor tool from Equalizer for removing windshields. This is a really cool little tool. Let's see. I'll bring you over here. Comes with a roll of tape. They're Squire wire, which I don't know why many people want to use. I like to use the rip cord, the nylon cord for removing windshields, just because you can reuse it over and over again. It's basically just a ratcheting vacuum pump. It's kind of like a fishing reel. It even kind of sounds like a fishing reel. But basically you poke the wire through the outside of the dash, wrap it all the way around the molding. You put this anchor right next to it on the inside of the glass, and you can move this guy all around. It's got a little electric vacuum pump, which you can hear running. Sucks itself to the windshield. You put a ratchet on there. It even comes with a ratchet there in the kit. And it just cuts all the way around the windshield. And we'll pull it on out for you. It actually comes with a really nice ratchet that I'm pretty sure is the exact same manufacturer that makes it for Matco. It's actually a really, really nice ratchet. Except it has their name on it. And this is the tool that you use, which would be a great murder weapon for somebody. This is the tool you use to poke the wire through the urethane to pull it out and wrap it around the windshield. So that is the Raptor. It is the safest way, especially for a new tech, to remove windshields. You're not going to screw up the pinch weld. It does an outstanding job. It's like $1,800, I think. So, but if you go through Equalizer's class, they'll give you $250 off on any tool that you buy. So, highly recommend Equalizer's class. This is the Ambush. It's a power tool from Equalizer. It looks suspiciously like a DeWalt Sawzall. But it's really, oh, sorry, not the Ambush, the Blackhawk. It's technically not, though. Everybody thinks, oh, that's just a Sawzall. I can remove windshields with a Sawzall. You can't, I promise. I mean, I'm sure you probably could cluster your way through it. Aircraft mechanic here, I like this channel. Wow, I know who said that. This is their Blackhawk, like I said. It looks a whole lot like a Sawzall, but it's not. You can see it's got a whole new mechanism and sheath right here. And the stroke on this blade is much shorter than a Sawzall. See, this is the type of blade that you use to cut the urethane. And as you can see, super short stroke. And that's important because you don't want to be making smoke with that urethane and a lot of heat. And it'd be uncontrollable. It'd bounce too much in your hand. So yeah, this guy's super cool. But you can screw stuff up with it too. But it's a very, very quick way to extract a windshield if you know what you're doing. This was another like $1,800, I think. So this is also from Equalizer. What else do I got up here? I just got a Milwaukee fan. I'm not going to go in detail on that. Looks like an obstetrics tool. Whatever. I just got some urethane up here and some primer. This is probably the last tool I'm going to show you. Right here. It's a big old honking tool. Oh, God. Bring it down here on the floor. This is from OTC, and it's their hub grappler. And if you want to be able to do a whole lot of wheel bearings, press-in wheel bearings, this is the tool you need. I'm not going to go into great detail on it. I recommend if you want to learn more about the OTC hub grappler, you go watch the master, Eric O, on South Main Auto. He will show you in depth how to use this tool. It's an outstanding piece of kit that costs $800 and weighs as much as a Neutron Star, but it's an outstanding tool. It also comes with a ball joint puller, or this guy, not a ball joint puller. This guy right here. You can also use this for plucking off tie rods and stuff like that out of the knuckles. Awesome little tool right there by itself that I recommend that you get. But yeah, outstanding tool. It will save you a lot of time doing press-in wheel bearings. You can leave the knuckle on the car. And if you're working flat hour, I highly recommend you get one of these if your shop doesn't get one for you. Not try to put that thing back up there. Well, guys. Oh, wait, sorry. I thought I was done. God damn, this stream is so long. All right. This is great. This is great for the insurance fire that I'm sure is going to happen one time. we have an inventory of all the stuff that I got in here.
That is a very good point.
So this is the Autel TPMS tool.
I seen it.
Great little tool. Autel also makes one that does like key fobs. That looks exactly the same tool, just costs more. But this is what we use to reset our TPMS lights for practically everything, and relearn our TPMS tools. The reason why I got the Autel is they have their own sensors. The MX1 sensor, which pretty much works for everybody. It's only a $30 sensor. So I can keep one type of sensor in stock. I can program it to be whatever it wants to be. It can identify as a Dodge or a Chevy, because it's 2022. And you can use that one cheap sensor for everyone. All right, so this is that clamp for that Matco light that I showed you that I don't really use anymore. Oh, Lord. And this is the magnetic base for that light. Jesus Christ. Do you people really want to see what's in here? There's a lot in there. Oh, damn it. This tool I don't use anymore because I got the Matco version, which I'll show you. But I think it was bought from Advance. It's power built. It's cheap crap. I've had it for a long time. But it's a brake kit. So show the tools. Oh my God. Next. What do I got here? Oh, if you're doing work on Ford modular engines, this is the spark plug tool. Sorry, the spark plug rethreader. As you can see, it's been used a few times.
Must have.
This is a must-have if you're going to repair the spark plug threads on any of the modular Fords. So 4.6, 5.4, 6.8. There's also other brands out there that you'll have to use it on. But not that specific one. That one's just meant for that one, for those engines. That's just a tire repair thing. Detail on that. Ooh, yeah. You definitely want a set of these. Highly recommend these. You've seen me use these on the channel. These are the little block offs.
Oh yeah.
I like those.
These are awesome. Like if you're doing brake work, say you want to take off a caliper and you don't want to just pour brake fluid out there on the ground while you're doing it. This little guy right here will go in behind your flare nut. It's got that little rubber stopper there, and it'll plug it off for you. It'll go onto transmission lines. There's all different sizes. That one right there is just a rubber clamp for some reason. I don't know how you're supposed to use it. But there's several different types in here, and it's super awesome. So you don't make a huge mess, and you don't get Chinese water tortured with it trying to drip on you. This is as I mentioned, I need a bigger toolbox. This is a Matco nut setter. It just puts these threadable inserts into sheet metal. These little guys right here. It's the winged version, you know, where you got two handles like a riveter. You'll also want the compact version, the mechanical advantage hand version, because there's a lot of times you have to put those little threaded nut certs into areas where you can't get this big on the thing into. I have oh god, this thing's so heavy. Big set of sockets. These are just Pittsburghs, but I recommend you get them because there'll always be some huge freaking nut that you got to take off. This one goes all the way up to 2-inch. Definitely recommend having a set of those. If you're a new mechanic starting out, don't worry about it, but eventually get you some big sockets because every now and then I have to crack into these because I don't have something big enough in the top drawer. Move you over.
Be a good starter set for anybody working semis.
Huh?
That'd be a good
Yeah,
starter
if you work
set
on
for-
heavy line stuff, definitely get you a set of those. This is just the Lyle disconnect set, the master set. It's got all different types of stuff, all different types of tools for disconnecting, you know, transmission lines, fuel lines, stuff like that. Again, we're getting into the specialty stuff here. If you're a new mechanic starting out, don't worry about stuff like this. Get you a good base set of tools and then start building this stuff up without generating a whole bunch of debt. Don't go into debt for crap like this. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I guess I'll put you back up in there. That's the top drawer of my locker. So Barry, my Matco guy, Barry Smith here in Shawnee, Oklahoma, he hooked me up with a free power drawer on my stand by, on my hut or side locker, which that's great because I don't keep any power tools over here. But thanks for the free power drawer, Barry. Really appreciate it. But I do like this. This is awesome. I love being able to pull all these cases out and not have to, you know, play archaeologist looking for whatever I want in there. So, just a Pittsburgh pulley remover and installer set. I am going to replace this because this does suck. It's a Harbor Freight tool, and it does suck. I am going to be getting rid of it eventually. This is the long distance seal driver from Lyle. I use it a lot because it's meant for putting, like, you know, rebuilding axles and stuff like that, where you have to put races inside the housing. What I like about it is it has the extender hammers or handles that allow you to get really far in there, but it's also got the big seal and race drivers. So, and it also has an attachment where you can put it on an air hammer to drive in seals and races, but I've never been brave enough to try to do that with an air hammer. I feel like I'm going to screw crap up if I do that. This is the Matco rethreader set, which has been absolutely indispensable to me. I absolutely love it. It's got metric, standard, coarse, and fine threads. They're not taps. Do not use these as taps. These are cameras over here. These are rethreaders. Focus. They do have flutes in it, but they're not meant to cut new threads. They're meant to clean existing threads. And if you want to get accurate torques on things and get RTV and dirt and all kinds of crap like that out, really nice to have. It'll also do, you know, studs. But again, these are not taps and dies, they're rethreaders. And it's also got some thread files in there with their little rubber handles to put on them. This thing saved my bacon so many times I don't even know. But yeah, it was $140 from Matco. It was actually a great value at the time. I think it was on sale. Highly recommend it. The part number is Tango Delta Kilo 51 from Matco. This is just an Elitech AC sniffer. Just an R134A detector. Understand that these things do have a life that they're good for. I think I probably got another year left on this one. I think they're good for like 3 years at a time, I want to say. I could be wrong, don't quote me. But it's just for sniffing out refrigerant. And if you buy one of these, keep it in a box where it's nice and sealed, because the little sniffer in there will go bad quicker if you're just leaving it out and about. It's got to be locked away in its case. What's this? I don't even know what this is. Oh, this is just a bolt type wheel puller, like for harmonic balancers and stuff. And like I said, I never saw a puller that I didn't want to buy. This is the Matco harmonic balancer installer set. You've seen me use this on the channel when I did the front cover on the EcoBoost. This is the proper way to install harmonic balancers. It's got an actual thrust bearing. It's actually got two different types of thrust bearings, and the pullers and their little adapters to all different types of threads. This is the proper way to do it. Do not just throw your harmonic balancer up there and smack it with a hammer until the bolt can catch a few threads and send it home. I'm telling you, it's a great way to screw up a crankshaft and make your vehicle in-op. So, yeah, get you one of these.
Didn't we think somebody had done that with this one because it wasn't all the way on there?
Yeah, actually that Jeep behind us, we kind of ran into that because they kind of boogered up some of the first threads trying to get the new harmonic balancer on. This is just the Revit tool from BG Products that you use to do air induction services. We should do a video on induction service on the EcoBoost, and you'll see this guy some more. It's stupid expensive, I can tell you that.
Well worth it though.
Yeah. What is the, oh, this is just a this is from PBT. Whoever the hell that is. Camshaft and crankshaft seal installer. Don't spend a whole lot of money on these type of things. This was pretty cheap. I think I got it on Amazon. But this is just for doing those seals, for pulling and installing seals that, like, you know, like they're in the timing cover and you want to put a new one in around a shaft without pulling out a whole camshaft or something like that, for timing belts, stuff like that. Great little tool to have. It was not expensive. I want to say it was $30. So yeah, great investment there. Get your ass back in there. I'll show that. It's a possible felony. That's just a brake line installer. This is a pinion depth checker from T&D Machine Products. This is the proper way to check pinion depth when you're building an axle. This was stupid expensive. I want to say it was like $500 for the set. But if you build axles, you need something like this. And I'll show you the next tool that is great for building axles from Yukon Gear and Axle. Oh God, it's this whole set right here. And I'm not going to go into detail about it. Just YouTube the Yukon Gear and Axle carrier bearing and pinion bearing installer and remover. That's what this guy is. But I mean to tell you, it pretty much eliminates that shop press over there, and it turns a, you know, it cuts the job in half, basically, is what it does. It's also a real pain in the ass to try to store in your toolbox, I can tell you that. Okay. We're down here now, by the way. Here is the caliper wind back tool that I was telling you guys about from Matco. People always ask me this part number. It is the Delta Bravo 350. It's hard getting it from Matco right now. I think it's on back order or something. But this is the tool that you see me use in my rear brake video for winding back calipers. It's a great tool. They also make an air version that, like, you know, you put air pressure to and you can turn while you put it in. This is broken on me once and Matco warrantied out. They just replaced the whole tool for me. What happened is, like, this drive-in broke off on me, but Matco took care of it for me. That's why you honestly do business with people like Matco, Snap-on, and Cornwell's, because they're there to take care of you. If you're doing brakes on a Transit on the regular, get you one of these. Do not use that piece of crap master brake kit that I just showed you. Get you a good wind back tool. It doesn't have to be a Matco, but get you one. What else we got here? Four-wheel drive sockets. This is essential for doing rear brake on 1-ton axles. This is from Powerbuilt. Why aren't you opening? There we go. Oh, because I got you upside down. That's why. It's just a four-wheel drive socket set. For those of you who don't know what this may be, but this is for removing. You will also need this to do the rear bearings on a Transit, because it's a lot like doing it on a 1-ton dually. You will need this to remove the bearing retainer nut. It's a specialty tool that you got to have. Transits love their specialty tools. This guy right here is a tool. Oh my God. Hi, Wes. You dickhead. This is a specialty. Why isn't the truck ready? Every truck's ready. Piss off. Out of my stream. This is a
Why do you have to have so many?
blind bearing tool, a puller, for if you can't get to the back side of a bearing or a bushing. You put this guy in, and then you basically tighten it down, and it spreads out, grabs the back side of the bearing, and the slide hammer plucks it out.
It's not wet.
It's Laura. You don't have to use not necessarily this tool a whole lot, but it's pretty awesome. Alright, what else we got? It's just a Matco dial indicator. It's nothing special. Checking backlash on axles and whatnot, run out. It's got this adjustable arm. I've had this thing literally for like 13 years and it's held up really well. I've also got another dial indicator that you see over there on the hutch with a mag base. But if you're setting up axles, this is, or honestly a lot of things, gear lash wise, is something you have to have. All right, what else we got? Oh, this right here is a seal installer for what was 2000. You'll see. I mean, there's like 3 different types of these. This is just for installing the vacuum hub seals on Ford axles that are known for being absolute crap. What do I got here? Oh, the Pittsburgh radiator pressure tester. It was one of the best radiator pressure testers they ever made, and they don't make it anymore. Its part number was 69258. I don't know if you can get it still. All I know is they've gone up in price. I got this thing for like $50 like 10 years ago, and it's held up great. And now when you try to look for them, they want like triple that, and they're crap now. That's all supplies. That's all bulbs. And then some specialty tools from Rotunda that you'll never want to buy. Yeah, because Rotunda charges way too much for the... Here, I'll show you a perfect example. Would be this tool right here, which is stuck together. There's another piece there. This is for installing the... removing and installing the rear main seal on a 6.7 Ford. And it was like a $1,200 tool. Just what I'm holding in my hand. Yeah, we're in the wrong business, people. Rotunda loves to gouge you on the price of their tools.
The plow guy says a man can never have enough tools.
True story. All right, guys. Thank God that is over. I don't know why y'all wanted to see that, but that's pretty much the kingdom. Oh, Tyler wants to show off his bits.
They should
His wobbly bits. See how wobbly they are? This is the Matco Hyper Bits, and he's right. They actually are pretty awesome. I really feel like a dirtbag for borrowing them so much. It's always like, I got a bunch of drill bits over there. Tyler, grab your Hyper Bits. These things will drill through anything. And Matco does warranty them. If they break, they warranty everything but this bottom shelf, the little ones. What's great is you don't have to... Can you start over? Well, luckily it's all recorded, so you can go back to the beginning. These are great. I mean, we've worn a few of them out, and we've broken a few of them. They have warrantied them out, but they'll chew through anything. They're great for drilling through pipe. Like if you're, trying to drill on something round, they do a great job at that. You don't have to do pilot holes. They do drill their own pilot hole. They're basically just multiple size step bits. Everybody knows how awesome step bits are. But yeah, they're also very well priced at like $350 for this little box that I have in my hand. but they're worth it. And now they do cobalt ones, and they're really worth it.
Yeah, I wish I'd got cobalt.
All right, guys. Oh, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you one last thing. I have medical equipment in here, and it saves my ass. This is ortho equipment. You see ortho surgeons use this. This is the coolest little bolt grabber ever. It's stupid strong. And yeah, this thing's awesome. There's the little grabber, and it also turns. So you can see I can turn it in my hand. Man, stuff like this, little, I call them fuck-up fetchers. Yeah, these are great. And it's also even got a little pair of scissors. So yeah, super awesome. All right, guys. Well, I think that is everything in my kingdom here. Any questions before I go ahead and call this a day? I'll give everybody a second to
The
hop
plow
on
guy
there.
said, need a gift idea for your man. They always need a screwdriver set. I am forever losing mine all over the place.
Yeah. You can never have too many screwdrivers. Or one of the great one is those bits. You know, the bit sets that comes with a good screwdriver. Milwaukee makes an awesome set. Those are awesome, especially if they work on guns a lot, because they always teach us when you work on guns, you always use the size of bit that fills the entire screw head and fits perfectly. So yeah, get one of those multi-bit sets from Milwaukee. I've got one, and they're pretty awesome. All right, well, I think I'm going to call that a day. I appreciate everybody that came by. Don't know how these streams keep getting so long. I agree, I'm getting to... Your ass is at home today, Laura. What the hell are you talking about? Remember I told you, like, literally we're the only ones that came to work today, and we're just on standby for ambulances that get stuck? That chick's sitting her ass at home, probably drinking wine. That's why she's typing so much. All right, guys. It's great to have you. Tune in next time. We got a lot of videos we want to try to get done, but it's been pretty busy. You guys have a good one.